Alright, fellow YouTubers, this is my first video. It is raining outside. I just installed my first irrigation system. Let's turn on the water. You can turn it on full blast and turn on the knob, because this filter and backflow preventer only allows for 10 to 15 psi, so you won't blow out your garden. As you can see, I ran the hose along the house with the cable of the TV so no one would trip on it. What I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna bury this under line, and I'm gonna come through. This is so nobody trips on it. Come through under the garden and come up here. Check it out. Let's get a good picture. Now, I just installed this yesterday. It took about 15 minutes. I am gonna tear it out and try to make it better, because there are some dry spots. As you can see, there is my 2x4 seating cover cap for seating and better looks. Now, that's my first garden. This is the keyhole garden. I got a little bench here I can sit and put my plants and transplant. See if we get a better look. Now, on these knobs, you can, excuse my cameramanship, because this is my first video. You take these knobs and you can turn them and it'll turn it off. So if you have plants that don't need a lot of water, you can control less water or more water depending on how heavy of a feeder they are. And you can also make a distance. If their plants are far away, you can hit them and try to get all your plants hitting with the arrow. So there's one plant, there's another, but if you loosen it up, we can make it go farther. See that? So we're going straight right here, this plant, that plant, and we're tying in to another sprinkler over here. But what I'm gonna do, see, this one's a dry spot. If I can get a good picture, this one's barely got it going, it's out of range. So I'm just gonna redo it and make sure everything gets covered. Let's see my tomato. These are yellow pear tomatoes. In the back right there, that is beefsteak tomatoes. On the left, those are some Romas. You can see the irrigation system and the water. Irrigation's supposed to save up to 70 to 85%. So just turn on the hose for, I still gotta figure that out. It's probably 20 minutes and then turn it off. And then here's my corn. I just did my garden dust. That's what that little white particle is looking, and I have no bugs anymore for right now. There's some carrots, some beans. And this fencing right here is stopping the rabbits and my dogs from getting in here, because they like to get in there. And it's $30 a roll for about 25 feet, and I've had to purchase 3 rolls. Considering it saves all your hard work, so it's well invested. You can reuse it. You can see right here I use screws. You just take the fence and make it taut and put it on there, and it self-seals it, so it's pretty nice. So right here, just like so, you can take off your clip, put it right there, open the door, open this one, and see, this is a keyhole garden. See that? You can go around this whole garden, have your arm in here, and get anywhere within the garden. You have double the space with a raised bed garden. So right now I'm sitting on my little bench right there. Alright, so right here I get some water. Again, I've only installed these little twist knobs. I still have a lot more features I can install. Well, I do have one. I do have this tomato plant that wasn't getting anything in the corner. So I have this drip line system. Right here I had to plug the hole, put that adapter, and run this tube. And I ran the tube around it a couple times to give it more water instead of just a straight line drip. So I think I doubled up on it to keep it double up on the water because the tomatoes are heavy feeders. What you can do also, here's a little anchor that got out of place. You just put that back on the hose. Keeps the hose down from moving, keeps it nice, one place. And if you need to manipulate it, that's what they're for. So like right here, I got Spike holding this corner right down in here. And remember, you can't have any kinks in your hose. If you have any kinks in your hose, your water pressure will drop and you will not get a sufficient water flow. And if you keep it in mind, you can see no branches on the bottom layer. This helps prevent bugs, fungus, disease, and splash blight onto your leaves. Yeah, this is my first irrigation. Remember that I'm going to, it's $10 for a 100-foot roll. So I'm going to invest into another 100-foot roll. I do have another 80 feet to use, but I do have another bed. So I'll buy another 100-foot roll and I'll tear all this out. No sweat, you know, it's work. It's all work. But once I get it done, it'll be done. I can just turn on the hose and not worry about flooding out any plants or root rot. And the next step up would be to put it on a timer. We come around with my pepper bed here. See, some of these are doing pretty good. I trimmed all the bottom leaves. And again, all these plants are from seed. No transplants, and everything seems to be doing well. I got a little fly catcher up there. You may think it might stop my pollination, but it won't, because the bees, they see the pollen a different vision, like night vision is to humans. I don't know how to explain that, but they see it different. And I've used the fly strips before, and I haven't caught a single bee in it yet. But again, I put the garden dust down. There's no spider mites crawling around right now, no aphids, no nothing. You can see all my tomato plants are doing pretty good. Beefsteak, Roma, and these yellow pear tomatoes, they come in clusters of 12, which is pretty nice. So then as you come up, this is the same plant. Here's another cluster. There's another cluster, and then here is the new cluster of flowers. And these things are coming up to my shoulder, and I'm 5'11". But look at these. It's beautiful. And again, an overall view, you can see that I have a frame around my garden. I can throw plastic or a roofing on it in case of heavy wind or hailstorm. So I think in the winter I might be able to do a greenhouse effect and get some winter produce in there too. Thank you again, fellow YouTubers. This is my first video. I'll be back.